Yo, it's Snow Baby.
Yo, it's your boy Note, and we are back on the Note Show. And live, it's your boy Note. I'm your host on this great November. Your boy's back after his birthday. I want to introduce my little brother, and I'm glad he be on here. Let's get B.
Yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for having me, bro.
Yo, I'm glad that you came on here, dude. I've been wanting to get you on here for a minute.
It's been a while. We've needed to do this for a long time. I'm glad today's pulled together, bro.
Yeah,
it's been a good day.
Yeah, it's one of them days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the mic, I feel like my microphone's kind of...
I'll just adjust a little.
Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe your headset.
Yeah, fucking headset.
Cheap, bro.
Cheap, bro. Damn, you want to be out there on blast?
No, it's quality, bro. I mean, my voice has never been this luxurious.
Luxurious.
Yeah.
I don't feel like mine's luxurious. I feel like...
I think it sounds good.
See, there it goes. It sounds good right there, and then it goes away. It's like there. See, I think this is my center. Okay. So, we're back here on the Note Show. All right. So, before we even get this started, how do you feel about Missouri and what they just passed?
Dude, it's going to be awesome. December 8th, right? That's going to be completely recreational. So the medicinal dispensaries that are already there are going to go recreational for residents. You can get up to 3 ounces if you're in Missouri now, so we'll be hitting that train up, my friend.
Fucking lucky guys over there.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking
loving it, bro.
I know
I'm loving that side of the river now.
Yo, and I already know the abundancy of weed that's gonna be just going around right now.
That's the thing.
Crazy.
That's what they're trying to figure out right now. Because I mean, obviously, with the Kansas and Missouri side being two different, it's like, how do we regulate it coming over the river? And it's like, you don't. So it's, at the end of the day, it's gonna end up on the Kansas City spectrum. I think Kansas City wide, it's just gonna be decriminalized, and it's going to be one of those things to where even jobs are going to have to start reconsidering whether they do piss tests at the beginning of that. It's like, you're not going to do a drug screening on weed anymore. So you can't. I mean,
you're not going to stop it. Like, you're not going to stop us
that. No, exactly. You're not going to stop me from smoking weed.
Yeah.
You haven't in the past, so it's like, are you going to stop me now that it's legal? And no, absolutely not.
Well,
it should have been a long time ago. Kansas is slow on the train, so I feel like they'll be towards the end of the road. But
bro, we're never Kansas like City, we're with Texas. We're never like
exactly.
It's not happening.
We're strongly red, and we will stay strongly red. But no, that's the thing is with it opening up across the rivers, you can't stop it from coming to the Kansas side of Kansas City. So it's going to just open that avenue to where they've got to get on that train. This is going to be their biggest market. Yeah, there's cities that are bigger. I mean, per capita wise, like Wichita's a little bit bigger if you want to talk about it, but that's because of the Kansas and Missouri divided side. This is all one huge city. I mean, Kansas City's the biggest city that there is in Kansas. I mean, if you want to talk about it, so it's like they have to do something. Wyandotte County can't stay behind the curve for too long.
Yeah, we're so far. I don't know. Like it'll be a day when it'll suck though. Think about it right now. Like if you're at this age and then like 20 years later they approve it, you're gonna be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, well that's what I was thinking when we first started smoking. Fucking 14, 15 years ago. It's like, once I have kids, it'll be legal. Or once my kids won't have to worry about this shit. And now I'm 28 and here we are.
15 years. If they could have gave me 15 more years earlier, this would have been a lovely life. These kids are about to be high.
I got in trouble so much when I was a kid because of weed, bro. Like, that's the only charges that I got hit with all the time was weed charge after weed charge, bro. I mean, and that's what's dope though is what the Biden administration, let's not get into that, but what they are doing on the weed side is they are decriminalizing it federally. So they're if you petition for it, you can get out of prison. So it's like you have to petition for it, and I mean that kind of sucks for those people that don't have people on the outside. But there's going to be people that are doing things for those certain few, So all the way around it's a good month for Missouri.
I know. Hey, I was talking about last show because I'll say it one more time again. If you got a non-violent offense, you'll be able to get out of jail right now. I mean that. I'll say it again. As long as it doesn't have to do with selling or anything that has violence within the weed that you got. The weed that got you in there.
Can't be a weed and a gun jar.
Yeah, you can't have no violence with this. No violence at all. And you can't be distributing it to someone. You can't sell it. As long as you just like had weed, they pulled you over, something like that, you're all good to go. You can, get the hell out of jail.
Misdemeanors and all that. Yeah.
You can get the fuck out of jail now. That's dope. That's dope. And it's it's good because now I think that Missouri needs it with all this violence going on and people getting killed.
Yeah. But is it another sleight of hand? Or are they just keeping our minds occupied because it is election time? It is politician time.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, well, I got this for you last second. So it's like, let's vote for me. You know, that's kind of the shady side of the politics of the election time is they're pulling all the shit out of their hat right as election time's happening. So it's like, well, we got to keep this administration. You know, they did this for us right at. You know, it's one of those. Let's just give you a birthday cake right here. You know, and then, but what did you do for me the past 2 years? You know,
I think Biden showed us that like it really doesn't matter who's president anymore. I think we all see that it's really like. Anyone that becomes president is a puppet.
You're a puppet. You're controlled, man. Like they're gonna, especially with him and Kayla Harris getting in there. It's like you have no voice anymore. You know, the president isn't a person anymore. That's just somebody that gets told what to say, that gets handed a paper. Here's what you can and you cannot say. You cannot get on here and do this. You cannot get on here and say that. And that started with Trump. You know, when they tried to silence him and took him off Twitter and all that stuff. Is like you cannot say certain things. So if we're living in a country where you can't, you know, I have freedom of speech. It's my First Amendment. It's just to say whatever the hell I want and do whatever the hell I want. That's the reason why we're Americans.
Yeah.
And if our president can't do it, then what does that tell you? That there's a bigger picture here.
There's a bigger issue going on.
Yeah, exactly. They control what he's going to say and what he's going to do. And at the end of the day, if you know, what does it really matter if you get in there, you're doing everybody's got this big plan of here's what I'm going to do, and you know I'm going to fix this and I'm going to fix that, and then you get in there and they say no, you're not. The fuck are you gonna do then? You know, and that's what happens. That's exactly what during election time. That's all you hear is false promises and I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do that for you know. And it's like in all reality, you're not gonna do shit they don't let you do.
Yeah,
like, you're not, bro. Like you're gonna do whatever the fuck they tell you, just like the rest of them.
So can I ask you, what did you feel like Tuesday when Trump got up there and was like, "Yo, I'm running for office again"?
Oh man, there was a mix of emotions because it's like I agree with some of the stuff, but there's so much with Trump that's just controversy that it's like, is it good? But he's the last man that's gonna go against that matrix. That's gonna go against the people, the puppeteers. You know, the ones that he is someone that we can't exactly say here. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. He's
a wild card.
Yeah,
it's a wild card.
And so it's one of those. That's what's scary, but that's also what the rest of the world knows. And he's a very smart person, very, very intelligent person. So it's like he knows what he can and can't do, and he knows what he can and can't say to get a certain reaction. So at the end of the day, it's like I think that might be for the best, that he stirs it up, that he stirs the pot for the next couple of years. I don't know if him getting elected is the best thing, but I think him running is obviously the best thing.
Well, it's going to get a lot of media. You know, the news will go back to talking about, because, I mean, since Trump's been gone, they ain't got nothing to talk about. I mean, they should. They have stuff they need to talk about, but they get more mask media talking about Trump.
Exactly. It's all propaganda. That's all everything is anymore is what are you willing to see and what are you willing to listen to? And so at the end of the day, you're not going to care about what's going on outside of our little box. And if we can use him as that person to shadow everything else, shadow the shit that's going on that we're doing that's not okay, or doing or the shit that's going on outside of our country, is like that's our best quarrel is taking the shit that's going on and making it seem like we're the heroes, that it's not going on, that it's just like the shit going on in Russia and in Ukraine is like, that's horrible shit that's going on over there.
God, yeah, it's
horrible. And we're just like, oh, you know, it's not that bad, or oh, it's not our problem. You know, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like, it is our problem when you have somebody like Putin that's stepping up and doing the things that he's doing. It's like these war crimes they need to be answered, you know, and it's like, with the current administration and the current, you know, chief of commander that we do have, no one's gonna say anything to this guy. They're just gonna keep with the false threats, or keep with, just like North Korea launched a missile literally yesterday that hit waters close to Japan. That missile could have hit anywhere in the U.S. it wanted to.
That's
mainland.
That's serious.
And it was huge. And so it's like they're doing these missile launches. That's the second one within the past few months. That they've been told to stop. They've been told, you know, hey, this is a United Nations problem. This is you're going against what we, you know, this is unneeded attention that you're causing, unneeded tension not a tension, but this is unneeded tension between countries. You set that near the ocean of Japan, so what does that tell you?
It's definitely a threat.
Go
it's
to
definitely
Japan.
letting us know.
So it's in. Where's our allies? We're allied with Japan and we're allied with South Korea. So it's we have, and we went on record and we said, we're going to protect those. But it's like, are we really? The same with Ukraine. We protected what? The fucking soil around Ukraine. We didn't do anything besides sanction their, we sanctioned Russia and we did this, that, and the other. But the amount of war crimes that was committed during and still are, like, there's no reason why somebody else shouldn't have stepped in and said, hey, let's knock this shit off, And it's like, yeah, that's a scary person to fucking go against, but we're the scary person.
Well, I think that we became a joke the moment Biden walked away and let all of the Israeli people... it was probably the worst time to be an American. I felt the most shameless to ever be called an American.
What the fuck did we fight for the past 20 years?
And think of our allies. It makes us looks like a joke to... If we can't protect and say we're going to protect and then we walk away, we can't do that.
We lost.
Yeah,
we lost the fucking war.
It was horrible.
Like, that's at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know that for sure. I could be speaking out of opinion, but it's like we lost that war.
Yeah, we're not two dudes that like are in the NASA.
Yeah.
But as
I didn't any of that shit.
Fuck no, we're on the battle line of life.
Exactly that. But but that's the point of what got us into this roundabout fucking rabbit hole is that the current administration that's here, no one's scared. The Trump administration, the motherfuckers, they knew what they couldn't get away with. They knew whether they could step on toes or not, and that's all that they're doing now ever since he's left. But what were they doing before? Nothing. They weren't doing a goddamn thing because they were scared that he would access the power of the American military, That's one thing we do have is a fucking scary military.
I'll tell you what, if Trump does get back in there, we'll get a whole different response from everyone in the world, And I know people got their own opinions.
But all it did is divide our country before,
Yeah, but what does the government want? They want money. How much money? How much stuff did Trump as a franchise, as clothes, as buttons, as he became a multi-selling franchise just off of his name and his catchphrases? I don't think the government would not want him in there to capitalize off of that money. Yeah. But at the same time, it does cost a lot of diversity towards us. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck about either one. I'm going to tell you the truth. I know a lot of people look at that and they're like, oh my God, you don't vote. I'm not saying don't vote, people. I'm not saying don't take yourself out of vote. Yeah, it matters. It matters. But remember, at the end of the day, we're voting on just someone to be a mirage, a puppet, something that stands for America. But if you're going to have somebody that stands for us, we're going to want somebody that looks tough. Putin's not going to fuck with us right now. Yeah, you got an old fucking grandpa just walking around.
Yeah, no.
Lost. Is this my lawn? Am I supposed to be over here? I forgot where I was supposed to be.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. Politics are a rabbit hole anyways, and that's I
feel like politics is something that you can just start conversations. Some people don't like it, but it really doesn't matter.
You're never supposed to talk politics.
Bro, it's just like NFL. Like at the end of the day, we'll always tell you, it doesn't really fucking matter what goes on because we're not getting paid. Yeah, the motherfuckers are making bank. They're going home. Yeah.
Whoever gets elected, I still get up. I still go to work. I gotta pay taxes.
Yeah.
It does not fucking matter. It doesn't matter. They still take most of my paycheck. Like, it doesn't matter who the fuck's in there. Same thing happens for the middle class. Like, that's what it's always going to happen.
Let's get on this UFC card this weekend. I'm only going to talk about one fight.
That's the only one that matters.
Yeah, and it's the Beast coming back. Because listen, if the Beast loses one more time, that's 3 in a row. We always know what happens when 3 in a row happens.
Yeah, but the Beast is that wild card, man. Everybody's going to pay for pay-per-view for that guy because he can knock out anybody.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
Exactly.
He's entertaining.
Dude, on the build-up, he's hilarious. Like, during after fights, he's always got some crazy after fight. Like, it's always...
He's a good meme, too. He always fucking does something silly, for your reel or something if you want to. Yeah, the Beast.
But he's also a bad motherfucker. Like, yeah. That's the thing. And he can knock out anybody in the world, and that's what everybody shows up to see. I mean, when you watch a fight, you don't watch it. Some people do, but your average fan's not watching a fight to watch them roll around on the ground and do some jiu-jitsu. They're watching to watch somebody get knocked the fuck out.
For violence.
They're watching for this big motherfucker that's 265 pounds to hit somebody else that's 265 pounds and somebody to go
to sleep.
Them motherfucking Bears are, yeah, exactly. And so it's, with Derrick Lewis, that's the wild card there. But dude, the guy Sergey Spivak, he is not somebody. He's not a slouch. He's lost 3 MMA fights in his career.
He's got good groundwork. I know he's
got good groundwork. That's where he's fought. Where the beast is lacked. He's fought people like DC, and he's taken rounds. He's went round and round, but he gasses quick. What happens when you wrestle?
Well, I still say the only reason he lost with Tavasa was the elbows. If Tavasa didn't throw the elbows,
Tavasa's a bad motherfucker too.
Yeah,
somebody was going to sleep there, and he drew the card. You put those two, you put those two 10 times out of 10, it's going 50-50.
Pulled different arsenals. Tavasa pulled the elbows too, and if he would have just did that, switched up a little bit.
That old Mark Hunt, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
No, Tio Tavasa is a bad man too. But Derrick Lewis against Spivak. Or Spivak, I don't want to say his name wrong.
I know, that's why I made you say it, so I didn't say it at all. His name's hard. But you'll see his name in the section of the show, though.
But dude, he's good. I watched his last few fights. I didn't even realize I watched his last few fights, and then I went and I was looking up clips and highlights, and I watched him versus Greg Hardy. He's the one who got Greg Hardy kicked out of the UFC. So it's like everybody should know who he is at this point.
Yeah,
if you're a fan. But yeah, no, he's good on the ground. He's really good on the ground. He's quick, and he's a quick boxer. But Derrick Lewis is the beast, man. That's my guy. That guy is.
Well, we know that if Derrick Lewis wins, it's going to be more likely a TKO.
Yeah.
All right. But this guy has more arsenals, though. So we have to look at it through different islands, too, because Derrick can win by 1 knockout. This guy can win by submission. This guy can... See, when you're always messing with someone that has wrestling in that ground, man, he's going to have to knock him out. And that's it. If he doesn't knock him out and he gasses, he's done. But we've also seen the Beast go 5 rounds, waits for the 5th round, and knock the fuck out of somebody. So we've seen him play like he's getting beat up and bring them into him. So he's very smart with some of the things he does.
He's so strong. Let's not forget that Derrick Lewis is really strong. Like he's got good ground game, good takedown defense, and he's strong. But that guy is really good on the ground.
When Cyril Gane doesn't want to throw with you, you know you're a bad motherfucker. When Cyril Gane, listen, I'm not about to throw with you.
It's like he out-wrestled. He's not a wrestler at all. He out-wrestled Francis Ngannou. Everybody talks about the heavyweight champion, the strongest fucker there is. Well, he out-wrestled Francis Ngannou, beat Francis Ngannou. Let's not forget that. It was the most boring fight you'd ever watch ever. But he beat Francis Ngannou. So it's like...
We're here. Fuck it. Let's talk about it then, because we already know how Derrick Lewis in that fight will win. It's not really like a pay-per-view to see. I'm not saying don't see Derrick. I'm just saying that it's not something that we're all worked up for after this last weekend.
There were some bangers this past week.
Yeah, there was some bangers.
It was a violent
fucking Israel losing his shit to fucking Wei Zing just given the belt. I told y'all I was going. I told you everything I told you on the show happened though. Everything I said happened. Izzy became a wrestler. I told you. Who?
Oh, Izzy only had 1 takedown. That was his first takedown of his UFC career.
Listen, everyone's sitting here running their mouth like, oh, it was a stoppage too early. He was going to sleep. Even if he didn't stop, even if he didn't stop him.
Go to sleep. That's the problem.
You don't think he was going to sleep? You're fucking crazy.
If he would have kept hitting him, but it's like
that left. I think he already had him.
He was already out. But I don't think he was going to go to sleep. I think he would have just kept taking damage, and that's what's scary. That's the shit that's going to really hurt you at the end of the day, And his coaches even said, stop it and everything, and Izzy agrees. He said afterwards, like, Izzy's coaches said, no, it's okay. And Izzy's like, okay, well, I respect them, so
Izzy was going to go to sleep, my friend. I don't know whether you guys want to like it or not. Even if they continued to not call, he would have just been asleep.
But he was just going to continue to take damage. He wasn't going to go to sleep anytime soon.
And he couldn't fight back. People remember, you get the stoppage called when you can't fight back. It was over. It was over. And he waited all night to throw that. Remember that, guys. It was perfect. And anything more than that is hating. And the dude got his belt. Listen, I didn't think he was going to win. I thought Izzy fought a beautiful performance the whole fight.
He did.
The whole
fight.
He
beat the shit out of him all fight.
And he wrestled him. He did what...
But every time Pereira hit that guy, you could tell that motherfucker hits hard. Pereira looked so big against him, so fucking strong. And that's the thing is, every time he was hitting Izzy, it was just one of those, Izzy'd step back and it fucking scared him. It was one of those, he was feeling him and he wasn't liking it. Yeah, and I've watched
Izzy's not trying to get hit.
Izzy literally would fucking ate a head kick and then, it was like like looked at him and you know, respect to Izzy, but exactly that is fucking was like, you know, like, all right, that was a good kick, motherfucker. Like,
well, he got a little bit confident in the third round. He started turning it up.
He got confident after that first. After he clipped him at the end of the first round, he got some wheels underneath him. But then once Pereira came out in that second round, after that minute, it was, you know, 1 minute. You see, he sat there, got up, and was 100% recovered. I was like, yeah, this is a fucking problem. That dude is a beast, man. That guy's a fucking warrior. Like, I don't care.
It was a good fight. I'm not saying it wasn't a good fight. It was a beautiful fight, though. At the end of the day, it was entertaining, and I'll be ready to see the next one because, of course, Izzy can't just not go back and fight him.
Izzy exposed the shit out of Pereira's ground game, though. Let's say that. And Izzy's not. I mean, he's hard to get down, but Izzy's not the greatest on the fucking ground. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but it's like somebody against like Robert Whitaker, you know, like size and up wise, that's a big fella for Robert. But at the same time, Robert
grabs some legs and it's over, dog. Like, he's a good wrestler. Listen, I have all respects for Alex, but Alex, if he goes in there with someone else that knows how to do that, I agree with everyone. He's not going to be able to handle. Like Chimaev trying to get that. If Chimaev gets that fight, see, this is the thing, though, we all have to remember, though. That dude will knock you out. So if people remember this, they got to go for the legs. And if they miss, and dude had a good defense takedown from Izzy. I'm not saying he's going to be the best, but you're going to, if he gets what he wants and he hits you, you're going to sleep. And that goes for Robert Whitaker. Like, Robert Whitaker, you got knocked out by Izzy Santo. You don't want those hands from him. Sean Strickland, you got knocked out by him. You know you don't want these hands. Anyone that comes in, you have to go for them legs. And if you don't get it the first time and he can touch you, you're fucked. You're gonna change up everything because you're gonna be worried about getting knocked the fuck out. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot harder. But like someone like,
is he gonna continue to make weight?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I just leave. Would leave. But where can he go? Where can he go? If he goes up to light heavyweight.
205 is too big for him. He's a big guy.
I don't know. He could probably go up to 180. You know what I'm saying?
He is at 185.
Yeah, but he's fighting at the 170 belt.
No, he's fighting for the 185.
Yeah, the 180. Oh my God, you're right. Yeah. That weight was good.
But he's fucking. Yeah, exactly. But no, he can go up to 205. But that's a big leap. That's some heavy motherfuckers up there.
I think he could take the belt from
Juan. Jan?
Nah, he could take the belt from Leon.
At 170? He's not making 170, bro. He's barely making 185.
Yeah. But I think he's got to stay there then because he can't get nobody else. Like
I mean,
he's good, but he's
at
too slow.
That weight. He's perfect
too slow,
for that weight. If he can continue to make weight, stay at 185 because he's fucking huge, huge, dude.
Well, that's another thing.
His fucking forehead, his everything, his feet.
Izzy did it. Izzy did all he could to get him out. Too. Kudos to him, but he just couldn't. Yeah, he was fucking. I thought he was gonna win. I literally left Snoopy's house after we're all at Snoopy's. I left. I'm all kind of like butthurt. I'm like, damn, man. I thought Izzy was gonna get beat because I was kind of being a hater. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Izzy's got that ego to make you be like, man, this motherfucker loses. But then when he lost, it's like something left him, and you just felt kind of like, man, I missed the fire, Izzy. You know, so it was bittersweet.
But is that what we're gonna get? Are we gonna get the style blender back? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to get that motherfucker that's going to come?
As a fighter,
is it going to light a fire under his ass, or is it going to just... Is it gonna? This is the third time.
Well, it's in question because when he was asked to fight, he didn't say. He said he's going to come back and everything, but it's like he's talking about medical issues, so it's like it could be serious the way he was. He compared it to Chad Wickman's cancer. You compare some sickness like that, then it's got to be very severe to even compare that to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even speak on it if it's nowhere close.
Well, this is coming from the guy that I'm the most humblest champ. Shut the fuck up. You made some excuses. You know, you should just shut up. When you start making the excuses about he was like, I was kind of hurt. I didn't want to exclude or tell anybody.
Like a fucking G in that fur coat, fucking. Oh my God! Just came in like a gangster, bro. Sat down and was like, yo, yeah.
Izzy had excuses. Come on, he don't think he had excuses.
He did not watch a part.
I will. He had it, bro. He said, bro. He said, shut me. He said, bro.
He's like, he caught me. He's better. That's the way.
Yeah, he did that. But what else did he say? He's like, I don't want to make excuses, but I was hurt. I had some prior stuff that I.
That was all I need.
That's making it. All right, listen. The moment you said I don't want to make excuses, you're making excuses. Like, I don't want to make excuse. You're making an excuse. It's a straight up flop, but whatever. But it was some good cards. Like either way, it was a good card. Like I said, Wei Ling's just got her belt. You just gave it to her. Rose is better come out of nowhere. You got her a reign for a while.
I don't know. Rose just lost to Carla Esparza.
Yeah, but that was the weakest fucking thing I've ever seen. It was the saddest fight ever. There was one takedown. That's how she won. That was it.
What was she doing?
I don't know. It was like she gave it up to her so she could get married. Because Carla Esparza was getting married that weekend after the fight.
I don't give a damn about that.
I don't know. Rose is weird. Like, she's like 2-time champ, so maybe she felt like I'll just come back and grab it again.
Yeah, but it's like she showed up there and didn't fight. That's the.
I don't know where that was, like who she was. She has that anxiety thing with Rose, like feel the victim
she's
card.
Never been that way. She's always pushed the pace. She's always outboxed everybody. Like her and fucking, like her. But
she already lost to Esparza before from a choke, so maybe she was scared of getting choked again. I don't know. I'm telling you, as a fighter, some things are different. I always tell people like the moment
she had that. She's got her old man as her coach too.
Yeah, he told her to
just be weird.
What the
just
fuck?
Wait it out.
You gotta wait it out. Yeah. From what? She took you down. Like that's it.
You didn't do anything. Stop cheering her on.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
But they've been going like I think that was some inappropriate shit though. I think they've been dating since she was super young. She shouldn't have been messing with dude.
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, it is what it is, huh? It is what it is.
But back to Willie Zhang or Zila, however you say her name.
Willie Zhang.
Yeah, Zhang.
I think it's we're gonna call her Zhang so we don't mess it up.
Yeah, so we don't butch that shit too. We've already got that. We've already got Spivak. But or Spivak or however you say it.
She's
but
straight.
Her versus versus
Carla Esparza was fucking. I mean, it was what I told everybody it was gonna be. She just got the belt back. I mean, look, this is all handed. I told you that Izzy would go wrestling, and I told you that this was just a feed fest. Now, I told you what I didn't tell you that came true was I told you that Dustin should win if we go by
Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler. Let's talk about that.
Fucking
sure, bro.
Listen, he beat the shit out of. Well,
he beat the shit out of him. It was a good fight.
It was different because I mean he held him down, bleeding
pissed.
over him.
Yeah, so Poirier's pissed, bro. Yeah, he's like, that's a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, that was a fucked up fight.
You're fucked up for doing that. He's like, I needed to clear my nose, and he's like, I didn't create gravity, so he's trying to play innocent. Like I needed to get that shit out of my nose, you know.
Yeah,
but it's
disgusting.
Like, don't fucking, you know, like you're fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Doing a fucking.
Bro, at the end of the day, you're still.
Rock hold move. Yeah, he just pulled a rock hold move. Rock hold smeared all his blood and fucking Costa's face. I mean, either way, at the end of the day, if he didn't do that, he was going to lose because, I mean, Chandler was winning. Anyway. Chandler had him up by 2, so the third round, if he wouldn't have won by the third round, that would have been it.
And did you see Michael Chandler's face?
Yeah, he beat the snap off of him, bro.
The beginning of the third, he went in there.
Beat the snot off. Like,
whole
fucked
face
his
was swollen up.
Well, I think that's what you get. If he fights Conor, he gets the same result, except Conor knocks him out.
Yeah.
Because Conor's got heavier hands than Dustin.
Yeah.
Conor's never going to win a fight.
He's never going to fight at 155 again. I think Conor's going to.
If he goes to 170, that's bad.
Why?
I don't think he can handle it.
He couldn't handle 155.
Well, let's gain some respect. You know, he went away, and let's not talk about Conor, okay? Wow.
I mean, let's just beat Eddie Alvarez and then leave.
Oh, fuck.
No, Conor McGregor's got one of the craziest upcomings in the crazy. He beat everybody who was everybody.
Well, it's Conor McGregor. He's
Conor McGregor. He's gonna always be that. And so it's cool. He's supposed to come back next year along with John Jones. So those are two.
Well, that's next year, 2023, where we're going to be ready.
Hopefully, we're going to be banging. But that's the thing is, yeah, you can never fucking count on either one of those guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Not anymore. You know, when's the last time Conor or fucking John Jones fought? But that's the thing. John Jones.
You never know.
John Jones is looking big.
Yeah.
He's looking really big, and that motherfucker's looking strong, and he looks agile, like he looks like you put it on right. He's probably like 240, 250, like he's probably a little heavier than I am. Just big as fuck, strong as hell. You know?
It'll be good to see what they're going to do next year, at least what they bring to the table.
Gotta be something crazy.
Yeah, we'll see.
What other fights are gonna happen? Leon versus Hamzat. That's gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hamzat all day.
Hamzat for sure. Well, Leon is a fucking pit bull, dude. But I just don't see.
I don't see him being able to deal with that aggression and him pulling him down.
But
that Dagestan wrestling is a fucking real thing.
Usman coming back is gonna be a fucking. That dude beat everybody and then lapped everybody and beat him again and then was on his third fucking trip.
Well, we need to. Did you see him in Wakanda?
No.
We'll talk about it next episode then if you host like it. Yeah. But anyways, he did a pretty good job. But I mean, we got to see how that hand healed. You know, that's the one thing about everyone's not talking.
Yeah, everybody takes like fucking major time off for that shit.
Yeah, that shit's pretty serious, and you might not be able to hit like you used to. You might not be able to feel the. You know, there's a lot of questions that we won't be able to know until they get down.
It's Usman. What the fuck do you mean? Just turn his.
I think
fucking hand
Kobe's
to the
about to come
side
back
he's
and
gonna
shock
fucking
some
pummel
people.
him.
I think Kobe's about to come back and shock the world.
He's too busy being a bitch. He's
Yeah.
too busy fucking worried about them lawsuits with Masvidal, bro.
Yeah, that's some pussy shit.
You're a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
You can whoop my ass, but you're a bitch. Like,
So, I know it's
Very
fucking
fucking-
that. What would you think about the podcast today? Like being on it with me and just.
it was dope, bro. It's my first ever experience doing this shit. I was glad you asked me to be on for sure. But no, it was dope. But I thought at first, like you said, I was gonna be a little bit anxiety ridden about it. But fuck, dude, it's dope. Like once you start
tell you,
flowing,
yeah.
like it's just.
I told you that's all you need to do is get on here and flow with me.
Yeah, get on here, smoke, fucking flow. That's all you gotta do every time. Smoke weed.
Well, dude, come back next time. Come back for another show,
no,
bro.
for sure. Thanks for having me, man. For sure.
Well, that's it. That's the No Show for us today, man. We've been on. I'll see you guys next week, man. Let's get it. It's the No Show, baby.